RAB Racing with RAB Racing was an American professional stock car racing team that attempted NASCAR Sprint Cup Series, Xfinity Series, Camping World Truck Series and the ARCA Racing Series. The team was co-owned by Robert A. Benton Sr. and his son Robert Jr. along with Georgia businessman RAB Racing and ran from 2005 through 2014. The team won one race in the Xfinity Series, but never qualified for a Cup Series race in 8 attempts. Kenny Wallace drove the most Xfinity races for the team with 57 starts, while Boris Sapp scored the team's only Xfinity win in 2010. Sprint Cup Series. Car number 29 history. RAB Racing entered the number 09 Cup car for Kenny Wallace in the 2012 Daytona 500 with sponsorship from American Ethanol. The team suffered ECU problems in the duels and failed to qualify. RAB Racing next fielded a Cup car at the 2014 Coke 0400. Joe Nemechek attempted qualify the number 29, but did not qualify. Later in the summer, Matt Crafton attempted to make both his and RAB's first Cup race in the number 29 at Indianapolis for the Brickyard 400, but posted the slowest time and failed to qualify. In the Geico 500, RAB made their third attempt of the season with the number 29, once again using Nemechek. Despite initially running 24th after making it to round 2 but declining to run in the round, they failed to qualify again after the car failed post-qualifying inspection. Justin Marks attempted to qualify the number 29 for the 2015 Daytona 500, bringing American-born Moonshine on board as part of a package deal across all three national series at Daytona. RAB also announced its plans to attempt the full Cup Series schedule. However, Marks failed to qualify. Reed Sorensen joined the team for the Folds of Honor Quick Trip 500, but failed to qualify after the number 29 was one of 13 cars that was unable to clear pre-qualifying inspection in time to make a run. Sorensen then missed the next race at Las Vegas. RAB withdrew from Phoenix but announced they would return at Auto Club, where Sorensen once again failed to qualify. RAB has failed to qualify in each of their first 8 Cup attempts. Xfinity Series. Car number 29 history. The second RAB car made its debut at the STP 300 at Chicago in 2012 as the second iteration of the number 09. Kenny Wallace, who gave up his seat in the team's full-time 99 car due to lack of sponsorship, finished fourth in the race. In 2013, Wallace returned to drive a limited schedule of races in the number 29 car. Alex Bowman, the full-time driver of the main number 99 car, was set to drive one of 2 RAB cars at the season finale at Homestead, but his sponsor pulled out and the team released him. In 2014, Scott Lagasse, Jr. drove at both Daytona races with Alert Today, Alive Tomorrow as the sponsor. Kenny Wallace ran a single race at Iowa Speedway with US Cellular as his sponsor, starting and finishing 19th. Kelly Admiral ran 3 races with a best finish of 22nd twice. In August, Milka Duno signed with the team to run select events, only qualifying for 2 races out of 5 attempts. Duno ran the season finale at Homestead using the owner's points of Nemco Motorsports and Rick Ware Racing's 87 team. Joe Gibbs Racing driver Daniel Suarez ran the 29 with sponsor Aris Group at Chicagoland Speedway in September, scoring a season's best 15th place finish. In 2015, Justin Marks ran the season opening race at Daytona with sponsor American-born Moonshine, qualifying on the outside pole, but finishing 34th after a crash. Kenny Wallace returns with the team at Iowa Speedway with the sponsorship US Cellular, finishing 23rd. This would be RAB Racing final race as they later shut down their operations for the rest of the season. Car number 99 history. RAB moved up from the ARCA Racing Series to the NASCAR Nationwide Series for 2008, hiring John Wes Townley to drive 7 races in addition to the full ARCA schedule. Townley brought his family's Zaxby's sponsorship on board, and team changed manufacturers to Ford. Townley's new number would be 09. The team qualified for only 3 of their 7 scheduled races, with a best finish of 27th in Charlotte. In 2009, RAB moved up to the Nationwide Series full-time, running with Townley for Rookie of the Year honors. Townley had a decent year, finishing 23rd in points but amassing no top 15 finishes. Also in 2009, RAB hired Boris Said to run at Watkins Glen in Montreal with a best finish of 11th at the Glen. Travis Kvapil ran at Richmond and finished 20th. Townley left RAB at the end of 2009 for Richard Childress Racing, and the team announced it would run as much of the 2010 season as possible with Scott Riggs. However, the team only ran the first 5 races of the year before replacing Riggs with many other drivers including Jason Bowles, Chad McCumbee, Patrick Sheltra, Hermie Sadler, Sean Kess, Rob Brent, Ken Schrader, Kevin Hamlin, and Landon Cassill. Road course ringer Barras said drove for RAB at Watkins Glen in Montreal. In Montreal at Circuit Gilles Villeneuve, said held off another road course ace, Max Pappas, in a photo finish to give RAB its first win in any division. Townley returned to the team for a few races, but left before Richmond. The team then hired former Braun Racing driver Brian Scott to drive the No. 09 car at Kansas. Scott drove the rest of the season and finished runner-up to Ricky Stenhouse, Jr. for Rody. Scott left for Joe Gibbs Racing at the end of the season. For 2011, the team hired veteran Kenny Wallace from J. Robinson Racing, with Wallace driving without salary in exchange for being in good equipment. Wallace brought sponsorship from Family Farmers/American Ethanol, University of Northwestern Ohio, and Federated Auto Parts. Wallace and RAB would take home 11 top 10s and finish 7th in points. For 2012, Wallace returned to the team for the first few races with sponsorship from American Ethanol/Family Farmers. After campaigning for weeks, he was forced to run a part-time schedule due to sponsorship issues. Meanwhile, the 09 was renumbered 99 in a deal with Michael Waltrip Racing to allow Travis Pastrana to run his 7 scheduled nationwide races. The rest of the year was split among Wallace, Townley, Ryan Truex, former driver of the 99 with MWR, Alex Bowman, Victor Gonzalez Jr., Patrick Carpentier, and Brett Moffitt, also MWR drivers. Wallace would grab the team's best finish of 4th at Chicagoland. In January 2013, it was announced that Alex Bowman would be running the full 2013 Nationwide Series season for RAB Racing, competing for Rookie of the Year honors. In April, he would win his first career nationwide pole at the O'Reilly Auto Parts 300 at Texas. He would sweep the poles at Texas but would be released prior to the season finale at Homestead, Miami due to lack of sponsorship. Blade Koch would drive the 99 at Homestead to a 13th place finish. For 2014, former Camping World Truck Series champion James Bisher left Turner Scott Motorsports to run the full season in the number 99 car, bringing sponsor Rheem. After the drive to stop Diabetes 300 at Bristol, the 99 was penalized for violating 2 sections of the NASCAR rulebook: 12-to-1 actions detrimental to stock car racing and 28.2.3a added car weight, improperly attached weight, loss of weight during the event. Crew chief Chris Rice and car chief John Guerrero were placed on probation until December 31, the former also being fined $10,000. Bisher struggled throughout the season, posting only 2 top 10s and finishing 10th in points. The team was forced to shut down after Rheem left for Richard Childress Racing. Camping World Truck Series. For 2012, RAB formed a Camping World Truck Series team with longtime driver John West Townley, using the number 09. However, Townley was cited with a DUI before Speed Weeks, resulting in his suspension by RAB. Townley was replaced by Travis Kvapil for Daytona. Townley returned the next race, at Martinsville. After competing for Rookie of the Year honors in 2012 and collecting his best series finish of 8th at Pocono Raceway, Townley left the team and joined Red Horse Racing for 2013. ARCA Racing Series. After leaving the driver's seat and having an 8-year stint as a crew member for Robert Yates Racing, Robert Benton decided to start his own race team in 2005 in the ARCA RA/Max Series, now the ARCA Racing Series presented by Menards. The team first hired young Georgia native Walt Brannon to drive their number 65 for a few races with little success. Brannon was released as RAB stepped up to a full-time schedule with Justin Marks and Damon Lusk splitting the number 65 Construct Core/Crocs Dodge. The duo would earn a pole, 2 top 5s and 9 top 10s. Marks ran the full 2007 season with RAB and ended the season 5th in points with a pole, 4 top 5s, and 10 top 10s. Marks would move to Germain Racing in the Craftsman Truck Series for 2008. For 2008, John West Townley ran the renumbered 09 car with sponsor Zaxby's, scoring 8 top 10s and ending the season 7th in points. Townley ran the 2 restrictor plate races in 2009, with a best finish at 4th at Daytona. Grant Enfinger and Tom Hessert III also ran races in the car.